Good morning. Welcome to Against the Public for February 27th. Before we start, I just want to thank everybody who jumped on an all-access pass on Wednesday. Thank you to you. Thank you to everybody who cashed in on an NBA 3-pack. We won again in the NBA, so if you won yesterday, expect you to be back tomorrow. Just waiting on one game in college basketball, so we'll see how the College Hoops 3-pack ends up on Wednesday. I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for joining me. Let's get into it. Let's check in on our all-access numbers as we steamroll towards another weekend. We got one more day to build. I think weekend starts on Friday, so we got Thursday to build, and then we're going to have a terrific weekend, another massive weekend in sports. And anytime you got college basketball involved and you got 150,000 games, it's going to be a big weekend. So let's get some money in our bankroll before we attack that. I also want to remind you that Saturday is the start of a new month. So if you're waiting to jump on a 30-day all-access pass, Saturday is the start of the new month because obviously this is February. So please be aware of that. This is being recorded on Wednesday, so hit the link below and see how we finished. All access customers now, an incredible, just continue, 97 and 53 runs, 65% winners, 3,928 units won when betting totals. We're at the 150 play mark, and as I told you before, I keep records of side and totals because it just gives me an idea of where I should kind of focus, where I'm doing well. It's really, if I'm being honest with you, it's to focus on where I'm not doing well and where I need to put more attention. But so far, and I don't tell you about these unless they're hitting over 60%, but we've gone through all access totals now, 150 plays, 97 and 53. So we're just 3 wins shy of 100. So this is a massive, major trend, and I hope everybody was able to get on board with it from the beginning. Overall, last 30 days, 58% winners, 2,718 units of profit. That's number one at Pickdawgz.com. So obviously the numbers are there. I don't like to do the hype. This is not my forte, believe me. But I am glad that when you have the numbers, you really don't have to do a lot of hype. You can just point to your records, and that's what we continue to do. I thank everybody who joined me on Wednesday. Before we get to your free selection, let's just take a look at how Thursday's all-access card is shaping up. And, of course, this time of year, we always kind of start things off with the Major League Baseball exhibition schedule. 12 games on the card. We'll start off with the New York Yankees and the Philadelphia Phillies. We'll have 3 games on our afternoon card to get us off to a winning start, or in the morning card, which I love this time of year because being on the West Coast, these games start at 10 o'clock in the morning and gives me something to watch throughout the day. 44 games on the college basketball slate. We'll start our night off with Samford and VMI, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 o'clock Pacific. College basketball customers now have cashed 56% of their plays and over the last 56% of their plays over the last 30 days and 58% over the last 90 days. That's good for 3,655 units of profit. That's number one overall at Pickdawgz.com. That adds up to 56% winners this entire college basketball season. 3,388 units of profit. And just to break it down a little bit further, bettors are in the middle of an 80 and 52 run. That's an overall run. 61% winners, 2,061 units won. Small 16 and 8 run on the sides, 64 and 37 on college basketball total, 63% winners. We'll have 3 games off that 44-game card on Thursday. So don't miss out. The NBA delivers a 5-game card starting with Golden State taking on the Orlando Magic, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Pacific. My NBA bettors are killing it. We're in the middle of a 52 and 30 run, 63% winners, 1,874 units of profit. NBA totals 40 and 15 over my last 55 plays, 73% winners, 2,323 units of profit. The last 30 days in the NBA have been absolutely incredible. We're right now 44 and 27, 62% winners, 1,409 units of profit, number one overall at Pickdawgz.com. The last 30 days in the association, 63% winners, number one amongst cappers with at least 72 plays. We'll have 3 games off of that Thursday NBA card. And then finally, We have a larger NHL schedule, 12-game schedule starting with Calgary and Tampa Bay. The puck drops at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Pacific. NHL customers are on a small 10-4 run when betting NHL sides. We do see we continue that 30-day run, 55% winners over the last 30 days. I'm the number one handicapper on pickdawgz.com with at least 100 overall plays. All records, always recorded daily at Pick Dawgz for better or for worse. That adds up to a 12-game card. Plenty of reasons why you should join me on Thursday with an all-access pass. Of course, we do have something for everyone, and I talk about this every video because it's important. It's the most important, or it's the most popular package that we have. For just $4.11 a day, you get every play that I release, whether it's the NBA, college basketball, NHL, Major League Baseball. Get every play I release from now to this time next year for just $4.11 a day. Before we move to your free play, also sticking with baseball, I have my MLB season pass locked and loaded. Comes out to be less than $100 a month. So you get every play from right now to the last pitch of the World Series for less than $100 a month. So get ready for an incredible season. I know I've been preparing for the last couple months in anticipation of this season. Okay, let's get to your free play. And I thought we might jump over to the NBA. I think maybe you get a little sick of college basketball all the time, so let's jump over to the NBA. And I know there's not a lot of games, but one game did stick out to me as a matchup that I could put as my free play and not worry about. Not a game I would put up as a premium play, but better than most, and that's why it's going to be our free play. So we'll go to 523, 524. Charlotte heading to the Lone Star State to take on the Dallas Mavericks. Mavs are a 10-point favorite. Totals 223.5, and it looks like the public's going to be all over Dallas, of course. They're also going to be on the over, of course. We see 88% of the early money on the Mavericks, so anticipate that number rising. We might even see an 11 by morning time. Charlotte is 14-43 straight up, 29-26-2 ATS, 34-22-1 to the under. The Hornets now have lost 4 straight. We'll talk about that a little bit more in depth in a second. And 7 of their last 8 straight up. They have failed to cover 5 of the last 7. They've got blown out by the Golden State Warriors by 36 points as a 17-point underdog the other night. 3 of the last 4 games have cashed over tickets. Dallas 31-28 straight up, 20-26-3 ATS. 20-29-1 on totals. Mavericks have covered 8 of the last 9, and and I know that there might be a push in there. That kind of depends on the number you got a few weeks ago against the Kings, but still really good against the spread of late. They lost straight up at Golden State by 24, and then they washed that down with an 8-point loss to the Lakers, even though they did get the cover in that game by the hook. They have covered 3 straight unders and 4 of their last 5 overall. I can tell you from people inside the organization that cover the Charlotte Hornets on a consistent basis, they're about as down as an organization can be at this point. And it has been an incredible run, and not in a good way for the Hornets. They lost them back-to-back nights by an average of 39 points to the Kings and then, of course, to the Warriors. They have been a double-digit underdog in 7 of their last 8 games, including this game against the Mavericks. Charlotte set, and this is how bad it's been, Charlotte set a 3-game record for the worst total 3-game loss. I guess I'm saying that right. The worst 3-game streak of losing or something like that in NBA history. Okay, so they lost 3 games by a total of 131 points. That was the most ever in NBA history. And by the way, you guessed it, they've also set a mark for the worst 4-game stretch in NBA history. The previous mark was held by the Portland Trailblazers, and that was 114 points they lost over a 3-game span. So Charlotte just smashed that, and hey, congratulations, you have a record. This number, though, I look at this number, and it just, And I know, and this is one of these things where logic comes into play, but I have to throw it out because experience usually trumps logic for me. And I look at this game and I say, wow, 10 points. Huh. It seems to me that gives me that little feeling in my gut where this seems to me like I'm being set up. And I go back to the game against the Kings 3 nights ago where the Hornets were an 11-point favorite or underdog against a team that has technically a worse record than the Dallas Mavericks, but are 21-34-3 ATS. Now they face a Mavericks team who is 30-26-3 ATS, and we're only looking at a 10-point spread. Now, I understand the dynamics have changed a little bit with those numbers, but is this a result of the Mavericks coming off that game against the Lakers? Is it a result of the game after this against the Milwaukee Bucks? Or is it because the Hornets already own a victory over Dallas this season? Back in January, they won as a 4-point underdog straight up. And I understand that Luka's gone, but honestly, Kyrie Irving has taken his team on his back. I mean, he told everybody against the Lakers, you could see it on the court. He said, get on my back, let's go. I've been in this position before. You guys are missing shots left and right. I'm going to try to carry this team. So there isn't like they lack any star power there because Kyrie Irving is. He's averaging 32 points a game this year. He's as good as anybody in the league. Yeah, I know he's a little flaky. I get it, but he's been really good in Dallas, and it's not like there's nobody to lean on there. So this number seems strange to me. I seem like I'm getting led down the path of please take Dallas. It's only -10. Well, I think we're going to see the Hornets very active on the glass. And I've had people tell me that there's, players inside the organization are very upset and very embarrassed. And I think they're going to be very active in the paint. And that goes to that's going to play into our that's going to play into our favor because Dallas at times are pretty lazy as far as a rebounding team is concerned. I think you're going to see Charlotte get a bunch of second chance points in this. I'm going to pull the trigger on this. Your free play for Wednesday is Charlotte plus the 10 points. And I'm going to go put a blanket over my head and hide and see until I find out the results of this because there's not a lot of logic to it. Except for the fact that I just don't know how Dallas is going to be able to match emotionally what it was against the Los Angeles Lakers, even in a loss. And then we got Milwaukee coming up. This is just a bad spot for Dallas. And I think you probably will see the rotation change a little bit, the minutes on the court change a little bit. I think Dallas is going to do their best to try to sleepwalk through this thing to recuperate from Los Angeles and get ready for Milwaukee. So let's take Charlotte plus the 10 as your free play. By the way, guys, I don't know if I got my eye on this USC game. I don't. So last night's free play with Georgetown. Now remember, when the number first came out, it was 13 and a half. Now remember I said during the video, I said just wait because by the morning time we're going to be looking at 14 at least. Well, we got 14 in the morning, then it went up to 14 and a half. So I hope by the time everybody saw the video, you got the 14 and a half, which would have given us the cover. So I'm always in a weird position of, hey, we won versus, hey, we didn't. But the number I gave out, which was, 15 hours before the game, obviously was not the closing number. So hopefully you got the best of the number, and that did give us a win. So anyway, just threw that out there. Okay, so Charlotte plus 10 is our free play. Go to pickdawgz.com where every individual play and every discounted long-term pass is locked and loaded, including that annual all-access pass for just $4.11 a day. I can't thank you enough for joining me. Please hit that like and subscribe button. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Thursday.